8:33, 45 degrees. Chris with you here on the Morning Drive US 98. Tyler, how are you, sir?
Doing well. How you doing?
Doing all right. You're coming to Independence, and I'm so excited about that. I know there's a lot of people who are excited to see you in concert to basically end Neowalla with a bang.
Absolutely. It's not too terribly far from where I grew up, so I think some of my family will be coming out there, but I grew up in Garden City just across the state line, so not too terribly far.
No, that isn't far at all. So tell me about this. Your first two solo albums debuting in the top 5 on the Billboard 200 chart, the last male artist or the first male artist in a decade to do that. That's got to be a pretty cool thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when they told me that because, I was, it seemed like it was just the other day, but from playing honky tonks and then, of course you want success and I just wanted to make a living doing what I love, which was singing, so I could afford the other thing I love, which is hunting. And, I never really set any goals to be like the top, in the top 5 in Billboard in the last decade or any of that stuff. And they told me that. I'm like, really? How did that happen? Because when you're in the middle of it and you're having some success and, having a few number ones back to back, you don't even think about that. You just got your blinders on and you're just going. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
No doubt about it. The funniest thing an artist can hear is the phrase overnight success, because overnight success is the biggest lie that a listener could hear. Oh, yeah, it took 6 months and here we are. No, it took a lot of years, didn't it?
Yeah, it happens for some folks kind of like that, like real quick or something, especially nowadays with TikTok. But I took the hard road. I mean, it was I've been singing since I was in middle school and playing operas in Missouri and stuff in high school. And then it was just a long, it probably took, probably 10 years before, around 10 years of doing it and moving to Nashville when I was 20 to get my first break. It was a lot of, got evicted out of a couple apartment complexes, had to call home and beg my parents for some money to get by. And, it definitely took the long route.
No doubt about it, and I know there's fun places to get kicked out of, Antioch and places like that, where it's just it's just like you're not really an artist unless you've been in towns like that. And it's like that's always fun. It always adds to kind of the storytelling when you're in shows and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Now speaking of storytelling, you're pretty much known as a guy who can sing a very good storytelling kind of song. That's kind of that's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've just always been fascinated with songwriting and being able to make that song come to life through singing it, so that other people can feel it too. And I think the biggest influential person and that got me really in love with that was my mom married George Jones's lead guitar player when I was about 16, and I went on the road with him and just for one summer and just rode the bus and watched him and I was just blown away, and it just one of the first times I ever got goosebumps watching a performer, and he did it better, probably one of the best of all time to tell a story through a song. So that's what really inspired me about that.
Wow, that would be incredible to be on the bus and experience that firsthand, and then to be able to do it as a living now, to live that out. That's a pretty cool feeling, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm thinking, when I think of your songs, I automatically think of relatable. I didn't realize just how relatable, Redneck Crazy was, for instance, until just a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, that's I relate to that song more now than I did even just a few years ago. Is there a song that you automatically just resonate with every show?
I put an EP out about a year and a half ago or so called Rednecks Like Me, and probably that song now. Like as you go through life, different songs you relate to more. Like, a heartbreak song. If you're, I'm married now, so it's harder for me to. I don't write as many heartbreak songs now. I still can, but as I'm married and have a kid and a family, so this song "Rednecks Like Me," it's basically sums up who I am as a person, and talks about my daughter, my family, and living on my farm, and our military and stuff, and what I pretty much stand for. And so that song would have to be probably the one I relate to the most that I've written.
Absolutely. And speaking of music, you have some new music coming out, right?
I do. I'm back working with my old producers that started it all off for me, Jim Catino and Julian King, and you were talking about the first two albums that debuted, Top 5 in a Century. He's the one that produced those, so it's cool to be. And we had a pretty good batting average, so I was like, you always think about what's the next step? What do I need to do? Worked with my buddy Jason Aldean, produced some stuff together. COVID hit, so that sucked, but it was what it was. And then you kind of got to revamp throughout your career. And I was like, let's just, I'm a guy that is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I just went back to doing what we used to do, and that worked pretty good. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think too many people or too many artists, just an opinion here, and feel free to disagree on this, but too many artists, they're always trying to revamp and become something maybe they aren't. But the most genuine person and the most genuine artist you can be is who you are right now. Yeah,
and that's something I will take as a compliment for me, because if there's one thing I haven't done, and that's change as an artist and try to follow the trends and what's cool and what's hip. And I've just kind of always done what I do, and that's just write songs for country music fans, and not I just write songs about the normal blue collar folks and what I grew up around, which is farming and praying and living and some redneck stuff, and I just try to keep it simple because I'm not trying to make everyone happy in the world. I'm writing music for my fans.
Absolutely. And it is possible to evolve and still be true to yourself. So.
Absolutely.
So we are just less than 2 weeks away from you coming to Newalla, coming to Independence, Kansas. What can we expect from a Tyler Farr show?
Man, I'm pretty simple when it comes to that. I don't care if I'm playing a stadium or a flatbed trailer or a honky-tonk. I look at in front of 20, 30,000 people or 500 people. I treat it as I'm hosting a party, and my job is to give the fans the best time I possibly can, and that's how I do it, like I'm hosting a party, and make people cry, laugh, raise a little hell, whatever the room breeds. But it's going to be fun. I'm excited to be back there.
Absolutely, and we are very excited to have you closing out Newalla with a bang, and it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun show, that is for sure. I know there's a lot of people who've already gotten their tickets, and they're looking forward to it. Don't want to wish away all the rest of Newalla, because there's a lot of it's an 11-day festival, I believe, and it's just a fun time each and every year. But to have you close out Newalla this year, it's going to be an absolute blast. I'm going to be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there.
Well, I look forward to it. I appreciate it. We'll see y'all here in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good, Tyler. Appreciate your time as always. I know it's not always easy to, if you're on the bus late at night and getting done with the show, and it's not always easy getting up early in the morning. So we appreciate your time this morning.
Absolutely, thank you.
You bet. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you a week from Saturday.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right. Tyler Farr joining us here on the Morning Drive, US 98. I tell you what, genuine artist right there. Believes what he writes. Puts on a good show, and we are looking forward to having him here in Indy. Looking forward to Newalla coming up a week from Saturday. So, if you were waiting, now's the time to get your tickets. Newalla coming up, and Tyler Farr coming to Newalla a week from Saturday. Go to Newalla.com, $25 a ticket. Get them right now. Trust me, you're going to want to. You're definitely going to want to get those tickets. Don't wait until the last minute. All right, appreciate Tyler Farr joining us. Wow. Here on the Morning Drive US 98.